think the best place to start is when I got into the insurance business, which was back in 1983, November of 1983, when I joined Life of Jamaica as a sales representative. I, during the years, moved up the ranks from sales rep to vice president, and in 1996, having spent about 14 years with Life of Jamaica, I moved on to Blue Cross as Executive Vice President of Marketing and Services. It was at Blue Cross that I learned the rudiments of health insurance, and after a year and a half there, a group of us felt that it would be good for us to move into our own business, and so we decided to move into the insurance brokerage business. At the time it felt good because you're saying that you were no longer an agent of an insurer, but in fact an agent of a client, and that resonated a lot with me, and so we decided to buy out an insurance brokerage. The problem though is that the core business of that insurance brokerage was general insurance. So we decided that we would add employee benefits and individual life to the brokerage operation. We didn't know the general insurance business, and to cut a long story short, we got burnt as a result. We had discussions with the largest international health insurer at the time, Bupa International, and this discussion extended about 6 months to a year. During that time, we were able to design a product that it was felt by ourselves and Bupa that this product could essentially capture the market, because the product had all of the ingredients that would be essential for sustaining health. And so we decided that we would go with that. In fact, the rates were extremely low. So we had really an awesome and colossal product. We just needed a vehicle to distribute that product legitimately. And so Bupa said to us, if we could in fact find a vehicle to distribute the product legitimately, they would give us exclusive rights to distribute it, not just here in Jamaica, but throughout the English-speaking Caribbean. And so that is where the story of Caribbean Assurance Brokers began. We got incorporated as an entity in June of 2005 and started our operations in November of 2005. The first 3 years were really rough years. In fact, I remember it was like going through a fiery furnace. And so I can safely say that Caribbean Assurance Brokerage now is real steel. If you know your business, you're more determined, you're more resolute when the hard times come along, because you know that it is only a question of time that you'll be able to ride that out. And that is what I think held us firmly during the first 3 years when we went through those very lean period. In fact, I must tell you, we racked up some serious losses at that point in time. And here I would just like to use the opportunity to say to my board of directors, and I think they're all aware of it, but I want to say it nonetheless, that I really thank them for the insight and the foresight that they demonstrated, the level of confidence they showed in me, because during that time nobody lost their faith. Everybody stuck in with me. During that time we had to go on. I certainly had to go and mortgage my home to come up with additional capital to meet the requirements, because it's not like any ordinary business where if you make losses, that's it. You have to maintain a certain amount of liquidity. You must meet certain reserves, And so we had to find funds and buy shareholders for those 3 years, almost every year. We had to go and we had to pump new capital into the company, and everybody did so. In terms of what I would say to a youngster looking at setting up their own business, I would say first of all, and this goes without saying, make sure that you understand and you know what you are getting into. And you have to make sure that you have a tenacity that is next to none. You cannot at the first sign of trouble decide that you're going to jump ship. You have to prepare to stick it out. And once you know your business and you are determined, you are not easily swayed, you don't easily allow things to frustrate you. Those two ingredients are critical. I would like to use this opportunity to say thank you to our staff, because they too went through the lean period and they too went through that fiery furnace that I spoke about earlier on, and yet they allowed nothing to permanently frustrate the ultimate fulfillment. Thank you to all our clients, those that have been with us from the start and continue to be with us, those of us who have just joined us, and I must say those clients out there who are yet to join us, that we will ensure that we advocate on your behalf, because that is what we Caribbean Assurance Brokers is all about.